Drive through Fort Bend County today, and it's easy to think every community grew because of neighborhoods and highways. But Orchard tells a completely different story. Long before master plan communities, before shopping centers, and before Houston stretched this far west, there was a town built on fertile land, hard work, and the railroad. Today, we're uncovering the story of Orchard, Texas, and why this quiet community still matters more than most people realize. Hey, everybody, welcome back. My name is Ashton St. Jean. I am the mayor of Fort Bend County, and I am your Greater Houston realtor. Whether you're thinking about moving here, investing here, or you've called Fort Bend County your home your whole life, this channel is your go-to guide for everything Fort Bend County. Every week, we uncover the stories, the history, the communities, and the hidden gems that make Fort Bend County one of the most unique places in Texas. Today, we're putting the spotlight on Orchard, Texas, a small town with deep roots. At first glance, Orchard looks like another quiet Texas town. Wide open farmland, peaceful roads, and a slower pace of life define the community today. But don't let its size fool you. Communities like Orchard helped shape Fort Bend County long before suburban growth reached this part of Texas. In fact, these small Fort Bend County towns are pivotal to the growth that we see today in other towns inside of Fort Bend County. Because without those towns, there wouldn't be the Fort Bend County we know today. Because its location, its fertile soil, and its connection to the railroad made it an important place for farmers and families looking to build a future. When you drive through Orchard today, you're looking at a community that stayed remarkably connected to its roots. How Orchard got its start. Well, like many small towns in Fort Bend County, Orchard owes much of its early growth to the railroad. That's a key thing we're seeing here in this series. Most every town in Fort Bend County has its roots traced back to the railroad. That tells you how pivotal it was in the growth of Fort Bend County. When rail lines expanded across Texas in the late 1800s, they opened the door to farming communities to move crops and connect with larger markets. Orchard became known for its productive farmland, and the community's name reflects the agricultural landscape that surrounded it, like an orchard. While farming here included crops like cotton and corn, the area's fertile soil also supported fruit orchards, which helped inspire the town's identity. Agriculture wasn't just an industry, it was the reason Orchard existed. Families settled here because the land could provide a livelihood, and generation after generation built their lives around the opportunity. Why did Orchard stay small? One thing I find fascinating is that Orchard never tried to become a major city, and it never tried to attract all the growth that you'll see from neighboring Fort Bend County cities. While Fort Bend County experienced incredible growth, Orchard remained focused on preserving its rural character. For many residents, that's exactly what makes it special, and it's exactly why people are still there today. Instead of heavy traffic and constant development, you still find the open fields, the quiet roads, and a strong sense of community. It's proof that growth doesn't always have to mean becoming bigger. Sometimes success is protecting the lifestyles people already love. What's it like living in Orchard today? Well, if you're looking for fast-paced suburban lifestyle, Orchard is not the place for you. But if you're searching for space, peace, and quiet, and the opportunity to enjoy country living while staying within reach of Richmond, Rosenberg, and Greater Houston, really, Orchard deserves a closer look. It's a community where the landscape still tells the story of its past, and that's becoming increasingly rare across the Houston area. The Mayor's Minute. One thing this series has taught me is that Fort Bend County isn't defined just by its larger cities. It's defined by communities like Orchard that helped build the county long before anyone imagined the growth we see today. These small towns and their agriculture and their railroad routes, if you didn't have any of this, you would not see the growth that Fort Bend County has today. They were pivotal in the start of Fort Bend County. I think preserving these stories is just as important as celebrating the newest development or the newest boom in Fort Bend County because they're the foundation of everything Fort Bend has become. I hope you enjoyed learning the story of Orchard today. That's exactly why I created this series to share the history and hidden stories behind every community in Fort Bend County. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment telling me which Fort Bend County community you'd like to see next. If you're buying, selling, or relocating or investing anywhere in Fort Bend County or greater Houston area, I'd love the opportunity to serve you. I'm Ashton St. Jean, the mayor of Fort Bend County, and your greater Houston realtor. Don't you ever forget it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.